Day 11 started off in the Black Hills of South Dakota with a stop of the required visit to Mount Rushmore. Between the parking garages that would not be out of place in downtown Dallas, the construction on the walkways, and the number of people, and granted that's not as bad as it will be in a month, I was just not that impressed. This was one of the few times that I felt photos do it more justice than actually visiting. However, as I was leaving, there was a mountain goat grazing next to the road, and he could have cared less about all the cars, nor cared less when I stopped nearby and got out of my car to get photos. He wouldn't pose for me, so I don't know how well the photos will come out. From there, I went to the Crazy Horse carving, the monument there that's a work in progress. And there I was quite impressed. I took the tour to go up closer to the base to see the carving up close. You could see the people working up there. And then I toured the museum. They take their mission of educating people about the Native American cultures very, very seriously. Very nice museum, and definitely the nicest gift shop I've been to along the way. From there, I went to Wind Caverns. All the tours were sold out, which is probably for the best. I'm still not doing well on stairs or inclines, so probably a bit beyond me at the moment. But they had sold out within 30 minutes of opening this morning. They haven't been back open long, and it's a very popular stop. And they say that when they show up for work every morning, there's already a line outside the building. I walked down to the natural entrance, though, which is about yay big. It's not very big at all. And because the site is sacred to the Lakota, there's prayer ribbons tied to the bushes around the opening, and you can see them moving back and forth in the wind that's coming from the caverns. And that's how the caverns got its name, from that wind coming through the natural opening. And that is the only natural opening to the caverns. I drove through the grounds. There were buffalo, no fences. They were grazing right next to the road. So I got some good photos of those. A little concerned by the fact there were no fences, because I was thinking my car would come out second best to a buffalo. There were also several prairie dog villages along the road, so stopped and got photos of them. You can tell they had no fear of the car. In fact, I could tell they were waiting for handouts. They've obviously come to associate cars with food. From there, I drove to Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and left the Black Hills, came out onto the rolling prairies, and the Black Hills are quite forested. So I left the forest to these broad, open, rolling plains. Beautiful vistas, a lot of ranching territory. And as I got into Nebraska, there were a series of ridges. And the first set of ridges had these beautiful buttes that looked like castles along the hill line. So go over that into another valley. Again, beautiful vistas. And the last set of hills before hitting Scottsbluff, I was in some bad weather. I came over the bluff, and there was this beautiful vista with more rock formations in the distance, all of which was dark because of the storm, yet one of the lighter rock formations was lit with a ray of sunlight. And it was just beautiful the way it stood out in all that darkness. My trend with snow continued today. While I was at the Crazy Horse Memorial, I was snowed on. Had sleet at Wind Cavern and rain when I got here. They're in a drought up here, so I can't begrudge them the moisture. As you can see, the evening's cleared up. It's a beautiful evening out. Over my left shoulder is Scottsbluff. That was a landmark on the Oregon Trail, and that's where I'll be starting my morning, is visiting the Scottsbluff National Park, going to the top of that. And as I'm driving east tomorrow, I'll be following the Oregon Trail and stopping at several points along the way. Looking forward to day 12, and not gonna lie, I'm kind of looking forward to my own bed.